How do you utilize your time outside of work and school to master your craft and/or work towards sharpening yourself onto your career goals, dreams, and/or aspirations?
I utilize my time by looking for a job so I could pursue my career of being an audio.
Looking towards summer, and what it means is I'll have time to work on the house, which is remodeling. If I can't do that, then I go out in the yard, and right now it's beautiful. I'm always thinking in terms of fixing or changing something like that.
Usually in my free time, I go volunteer at an elementary school so I can get experience with children.
Whenever I do have free time, I spend it reading, because the next step would be go to paramedic school.
You have to stay focused. You have to stay on top of the task that is available in front of you. Because if you don't, then you want to see. You bet.
I'm unsure of the career that I want to go into, but I just know that I want to focus on helping people. So right now, I currently network with people I see at the university.
How does an average day look like for you?
An average day for me is some type of band practice, driving home after school, looking at videos on YouTube about DJing and music production, and going to sleep.
Yes.
Getting ready for work, which means I have to think about a lot of things besides just throwing lunch into something. That what I have to wear is really important, because I have to think about my walk.
An average day for me would be I go to school, and then right after school I go to Oak Elementary, and from 3 to 6 I volunteer by helping out with little kids, and then I go home, and that's my average day.
Average day, probably start early in the morning since I always work early.
The average day, staying ahead. Always learning more. You learn something new every day. You have to stay on top of your game.
I don't have an average day, honestly, because my week changes every single week, and I have 2 different schedules for every other week. And since I'm taking like 4 classes, I have 2 jobs. It just depends.
What do your weekends look like concerning how you focus on your goals and dreams?
Well, my weekends typically look like making beats and trying to learn how to mix music and make music.
Yankee Stanky Doodle.
During the weekends, I like to look for a bunch of community service opportunities that will help me master my craft.
So a weekend would be get as much rest, since I do work 6 days a week, a lot of hours. Aside from that, stay home.
The weekends, more spending time writing material because I want to be a comedian.
I watch anime. Not kidding. I really want to implement a program at the high school, because I know that what the high school provides currently isn't enough for students to aim to go to college. So there's some weekends that I work with Mr. Sandoval and some other students from my class that graduated in class of 2015. We're working on it, so.
How important is time for you? And what are your views on making most of your time? Yes.
Oh, too slow.
Well, time is incredibly important because we don't have a lot, and time really does fly by. And most of my time is wasted on schoolwork or school, so I don't really have time to focus on my work, but I spend most of my time on unnecessary schoolwork.
Time for me is really important. I don't want to have any wasted time. So everything always goes back in the right place. But once you get kids, then you start realizing you have to be organized. Otherwise you're
I think it's really important to master my time because I have a lot of stuff on my plate, and so I think that using my time effectively is really important to get stuff done.
Time is very important because time is something you have to use at its best.
Time is important. You can't change time. If you gotta be at school at 8 and you leave the house at 7:55, you can't take 5 minutes.
Time is money. I never spend my time in my room because I know I'll procrastinate, so I spend my time in different parts of the campus, such as like the community center or the library, to do homework. High school because I know that